Kosher Catfish here. Talk to you today. I don't have the jacket put over my... Yes, virus protection. You are doing your job. I'm sorry, I do not have things put on my body. Why did you do that? Sure, I'm pissing you off, but yeah, what can I say? I'm here to talk about something. I've been out there working in the garden. I gotta release this here to an extent, because it's so hot. Whew, it's gonna make me have some kind of heat stroke or something, just having that around, stuck around my neck. But what I want, a heat stroke and my head fall off. I don't know which one is better. We just hoping for some kind of weather. Anyway, when Kosher Catfish here come in to talk to you, the other half say, go on and speak about what you all have to say. As the other dude, I say, well, I'll try that. And then I got some coming here and intervene in my circumstance. So I'm just going to do it as who I may or may not be. Kosher Catfish. What am I talking about? Well, why is that not operating properly? We're having a low voltage dropout. Anyway, what are we talking about today is the canister. The canister. I gotta get paid at least once to talk about something like the canister. The canister that went down very, very deep, like 13 somethings, down under the things. And Kosher Catfish was looking at it and seeing the number of atmospheres and the number of this here and that fizz. And it's like, oh, woo, okay. Now, back in the day, when the people was going down and doing these heroic things in depths unimaginable. And then the Kosher Catfish got the physics and the stuff and the math, and I look at these canisters that take people down, and I understand the symmetries and the pressures and the material science and the things that's required to get you down that far and come back. And then this here pop up. And I want to say, before I say anything else, my prayers have been with these people from the first time I heard it. Because I understand the heart of the science. And I also understand the heart of foolishness. And I understand the heart of man. And sometimes man has things happen in the line of his manufacturing, creating, and the godlike appearance, as we do in our image. So that's the first thing I say, is I'm so sorry to the people, the families, to the man, that all these folks. I understand the cautionary tales of what went on. I really do. But the difference is that humanity, we go into the fire. We run into the flames. We run in headlong into whatever the problem is and whatever we need to do. And that's what makes man different from any other creature. That's what makes us a transformational critter. Unlike Lizard here. We still trying to transition that sucker, and he got where he can hold the mic. We clip it on just right. So he does what he do. But with no joking aside, the loss is great. But from the same aspect, you had new materials. You had new science being tested. Now, it should have been tested without someone in it to begin with. But Kosher Catfish understands. First time I walked out in the bayou and went out there by myself at night and done that stuff, I wasn't thinking about the gators and the snakes. I just knew what I was going to do. I was going to run my trot lines and prepare for what was necessary. And that's humanity. That's the beautiful thing about man. We run in sometimes. Sometimes we don't come back out. And I'm so sorry for the people. But my concern is situations like this, when folks is not doing their due diligence in various sunny places, will bring the weight of austerity, the thing that puts a foot on your science and your whatever and brings politics into it, on top of everything. And honestly, outside of the loss of the 5 lives, my concern is we've got roughly 8 billion people here, and we need all the science and good science that can be done to be done without external things. It just requires due diligence. Now, Kosher Catfish, when I was back in my day, when I was working with the plasmas and stuff, I got shocked with 500,000 volts. But I never had 500,000 amps run through me. I never had 5 amps. Otherwise, you would not be hearing me. And 5 amps is not much more than what it takes to run a couple of blow dries and fry you. So life itself is quite dangerous. Life on this here planet, we've been living here in the Goldilocks time for so long. and we did done acculturated the people snack to think that somehow the uniformitarianists and things will stay the way they are, and the deal is here with this here planet we've been coming out of an interglacial period, and we done warmed up and we head back the other way. It's the mechanics. It's the mechanics. But the story here that I fetched out had to do with the Torah. The words of the Yah, what did it say? About mixing things. And what we have here was to create this here pressure vessel. We was mixing the carbon fiber, which is very, very strong, with the epoxies, which are exceedingly strong. We put this here together, and on paper it looks very, very good. But the past, we worked with things that were quite linear in their deposition, the way they were made, and the materials that was used, and the geometry that was used was quite specific. And that's why no lives was lost. So my concern is people are going to overreact like crazy and put in all kind of knee-jerk regulations, when really all it is over time, the science and the people in the community will help guide and bring things in, and that's an organic perspective. But where does the Torah come in on this? Well, when we look at the Torah, we're talking about not mixing things and not weaving things together that shouldn't be weaved. We got the woof and the waff and the where and the hoof. We got them things that maybe you hadn't seen before. And what it was is y'all talking about. And this here, I'm a child of the 60s and 70s, so I know about that, how the cotton stuff does and how new materials come in. And we used to take the cotton, and you the first time you ever had the cotton, and you wash it and it goes, and you can't wear it no more because it does what it do. Now you take that same fabric and you mix it with the wool, or mix it with the polyester or something like that, and then you wash it in some hot water and it does something really weird, because it not only shrinks but the other part doesn't, and it just there's an inconsistency. There's a dimorphic issue with the entirety of the tissue, because it is things that over different temperatures and different pressures and different other things, they have different ways of doing. Different ways of doing. Just like in society. When you take this here people that do this here and this here people that do that there, you put them together in the woof and the wolf, and you try to make them stick, and you wash the fabric, and you can't even wear it no more. You can't even put it in the Goodwill. Salvation Army don't want it. And from the perspective of Kosher Catfish, I just understanding that you take the carbon fiber, you take the resins, and you understand that, and you look at the cylindrical aspects, and you can calculate all these things, but then you take the other materials and put them in. And as soon as I heard this, I was thinking, okay, you got a junction here made from the titanium thing that does not crush, and then something that may be more malleable, or, brittle is what I was thinking. And, Kosher Catfish is not a material science engineer, but the thing is, I studied the same stuff that takes you there. And what I saw was, we're mixing things, and we're not sure about the mixing. And I just thought it was very interesting that we had different materials. And in the past, when you have the materials of the titanium or whatever, you have the spherical things and various geometries and stuff that allow pressure and the materials to be consistent, and you can have some assurity to your calculation of survivability. It's such a sad thing that people pass. But please understand, with responsibility and time and taking more things in, maybe we can deal with this and have a better outcome without just crushing the hell out of what happens. But Kosher Catfish assumes the latter will be the case, because that's what happens to everything when human ingenuity and creativity. Now, the reason I did this here was because that man did the Titanic thing. The real Titanic thing, he come in and say, just paraphrasing him, is you had a materials issue, and, we were used to doing things that knew worked, and that was the deal. It wasn't a condemnation. It was, maybe there should have been more voices in the community. It wasn't Big Brother community. It was the community of the people that do this. Praise Yah for the ability to do all that we do. And I'm so sorry for these people. It breaks my heart. My heart goes out to them. My prayers go out. But please don't let this be a breakdown of dealing with science. Let the community that deals with this and does this handle it. Just like in what I would do if I was designing something, I wouldn't want someone from housewares or that did ergonomical designs on kitchen products to come in and do where I'm doing force and energy transfers. But at some point, we just gotta be responsible. Because man, H1 got it all up there. We're transformational. We just gotta be careful. Praise Yah and thank for all the brave people that do what we do. Because otherwise, I would not be sitting here talking to a plastic lizard or talking to people's snack and hoping for the best. It's preparation day. Those catfish preparing. I just thought I'd say something because it breaks my heart that people have passed. But I understand also, back in 1986, I think it was, I sat there in a class. It was I don't know, it was a calc class, a difference equation class, something like that. And somebody stuck their head in there and say, the people, the thing, it exploded. And Kosher Catfish, it just, we was all a bunch of physics and math students and stuff, and we had hopes and dreams and possibilities, and we just looked around, and all I could think of is, I'd have given one of my legs to have had the opportunity to go up and explode, because I wanted to make a baby with the science, and that's just the way that the human is. We're curious creatures, we're smart creatures. We need to be protected. For myself! Kosher Catfish out of here. I'm not a elf.